Well, welcome, good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and I just wanted to bring up an idea. I don't know if I'll ever actually add anything to this playlist or not. If anything, this video is more so asking other people to make videos for this playlist. Let me know in the comments if you do. But of course I might, especially if Megaman Legends or Brave Fencer Musashi ever comes to Steam. Because that'd be pretty cool, though. I'm not sure how well my computer would handle it, but it should. Though I think it would also be really awesome if a remake of the original Mega Man Legends or Brave Fencer Musashi was released with like PlayStation 5 level graphics. But I wouldn't want any censorship. No censorship. If anything, I want additional scenes and additional levels and additional music and additional art and additional characters and additional options. And I want multiple modes. Like, I want a classic mode that you could still, like, there could be true classic mode. You could play it the way it was when it was like an N64/PlayStation 1 game. You could, like, Mega Man Legends start off Mega Man 64. Same way Gex started off at a 64 game. Well, Gex 2 and 3. But, while on the one hand I want to see a PS5 level remake of the original, I would still want, as an option in that same game, if you wanted to replay it in the original version, with the original graphics. Because I do like the original graphics. I mean, it would be cool to see it in, like, updated graphics, but I feel like any game that has a version of the game that lets you play, like when the Gex trilogy comes out, first, I don't want any censorship. I want no censorship. But, if there's an option for extra levels, or new enemies and stuff, that'd be cool. And new modes. But I want not only like the remaster version, I want you to be able to play the old version too, to see how it used to look, to enjoy the original experience. And same way with the idea I'm about to say later, it would be cool to have updated 3D roaming areas of the 2D Final Fantasy worlds, but you should still have the original 2D game available. I'll explain that later. I also want to see a Brave Fencer Musashi 3 and a Mega Man Legends 3. But the main idea of this concept is touch grass the game, which could work as a VR game as well. But, I mean, heck, it could be used for that VR chat stuff. But, I mean, you could also use it just for not 3. If anything, I think it would be a game that would allow you to buy it and play it without any VR equipment at all. And you could still like type out messages or talk to people. You just don't necessarily need a VR headset. I don't know if that... does VR chat work that way? I've never tried VR chat. Can you play VR chat without a VR headset and just like you're the one person going around seeing everyone else in 2D, but you're still, able to roam around and talk to... Like, how does that work? I've never tried it because I don't own a VR headset and I don't think I ever will. So I'm not sure. I think it would give me really bad migraines. I don't know. But, I mean, it could be like a VR thing. Like, okay, you have levels from Final Fantasy and Mega Man Legends and Brave Fencer Musashi and even Dragon Ball Z stuff where you can go around and talk to people. But more to the point, I think it'd be interesting. Like, say if you could take this. This is a level from the original Mega Man Legends or Mega Man 64, but I played it on the PlayStation. So, the original Mega Man Legends... That's an island ruins called Lake Juno. Or Junon? I think it's Junon, I can't remember. I'll look that up before I put the title of the video on. But of course there's these enemies in here that are very dangerous, semi-invisible robots that kind of are terrifying. And like robot alligator spiders. And flying kamikaze birds. But aside from that, it's relatively peaceful and calm. What I'm just saying is, like, what if you had like a version of this level, like this water level, especially if it were like PlayStation 5 level graphics, and there were no enemies, and of course you could toggle on music or the ambiance that comes with the game, or have it in complete quiet, or change your own ambiance or music. But imagine if this was like a VR chat thing, and everyone could just roam around, talk to each other, and of course you could like jump or fly or jetpacks, but there's no actual fighting. Everyone's just talking. So you have the power to like jump and run and fly and stuff, but you have no power to actually hurt another person. And I mean, obviously it's VR, it's a video game, you're not actually hurting. But I mean, you can't go up to like just start punching people. At the same time, like also people can set certain settings to where like, okay, if you run into somebody in VR chat you don't want to see, you can just like blacklist them on your thing, and that way, you know, you can pick up thousands and tens of thousands of rooms, and if they happen to be in that one, it just won't show up for you. And that way you won't even know because I mean, you have tens of thousands, it'll just like recommend stuff, and of course you'll have favorites. And of course there's different music selections. But take like Final Fantasy. Take Final Fantasy VIII or even Final Fantasy V. Imagine a background from that. What if you could like... And like, what am I saying? Like I said, add stuff to a playlist. Well, like I would probably do this myself. Say Mega Man Legends comes to Steam. I would want to do a Let's Play of it. Though my Let's Play might be a little jumbled up because of the way I'd have to cut. I'd probably have to play it once through just to do for Let's Play. But an idea would be this. I'd go into this ruin, kill everything, and then I would just sort of turn off the sound effects of Mega Man walking, and I could make a variation of it where we're just walking around and we're sitting there in silence, or a variation with music and ambiance, or music with just music, a version with just music, or a version with just ambiance. And of course I could always just add in separate other music. I don't know. So I guess if anyone out there is wanting to suggest a video for this, or make a video themselves, and I can just, save your video to this playlist, then it would just be you recording footage of being at a video game level with no enemies, just relaxing. But imagine if you use this for like a VR game, it'd be like Touch Grass the Game, where it's just like you're having all these amazing, beautiful environments, like say out of the Tales of series, where you have these, or I mean, it could even be the Fallout games, Outer Worlds. It could be, heck, Grand Theft Auto. Depending on what you find to be a relaxing locale. And of course, I'm going to list through a bunch of games I've actually played that I think are really good, that I think would be interesting. And some might be a little more horror-esque than others, but the main thing is more so me listing off games I thought were cool. But of course, this could work with any game you guys like. But of course, I'm a big fan of games like Dragon's Spirit, the New Legend for NES by Bandai Namco in 1987, or the game Robo Warrior, which came out in 1987 as well by the company Jaleco, the Japanese leisure company, which I don't know if that company still exists or not. I'm gonna drink some tea. Other games, of course, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Castlevania. There's lots of Marios. There's Battle Kid, Fortress Apparel, Battle Kid 2, Mountain of Torment. Like, you do fucking I Want to Be the Guy. Or all the different Mega Man games. Or Kid Chameleon. Or Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Or Gex Enter the Gecko. Or Jersey Devil. But I really do like Brave Fencer Musashi. Samurai Legend Musashi was okay. It's alright, but it was nowhere near as good as the original Brave Fencer Musashi. I still want a Brave Fencer Musashi 3 with a whole new story. But I also want a redo of the original Brave Fencer Musashi. And I want a separate file that comes with that game that lets you play the original Brave Fencer Musashi with no changes at all, no updates, because I do like the graphics they have, both in art and gameplay. But it would be interesting to see a PS5 level, like Elden Ring's version of it. But better. And with more bosses and more... Because you could tell, especially like that Chili side quest, and that stuff with Wanda, there was stuff they wanted to include in the game that they just didn't have room. It's kind of like when they released Crash Bandicoot originally for the PlayStation, the 1, 2, and 3, they thought that was going to light the PlayStations on fire across the world. And that's also true. Imagine... I mean, of course, that's kind of the whole idea of Crash Bandicoot, especially Spyro the Dragon, is just sort of free roam. But imagine it was just like, there's no limitations on your movement. You can walk around freely. There's no time. It's just, you're able to just roam the world of Spyro the Dragon, all chill and relaxed, and talk to people. But yeah, I'm predominantly interested, like, say, Final Fantasy, Brave Fencer Musashi, Mega Man Legends. Yeah, Touch Grass the Game. I don't know, I just think it's cool to chill.